Now that we have our table created and the columns defined, it is time to create the user-defined object. Navigate to System Administration, scroll down to Data Model, and then click User-Defined Objects. Click New at the bottom of the screen and enter the object's ID and description. We will copy the description because we will need it for some other fields on this header row. The source field is where you select the table you'll be using as the basis for your object. If you press space in this field, you can see all the available tables from the system. For example, you could create an object based directly on an existing table. For example, the ADS document table. You should recognize these columns from the data dictionary when we created our SQL code. We will select our user-defined table, which is uvi.docreg. We will paste in the description as the title in singular and plural, and we will leave the status as active. By default, this object will be available for use as an API and as an information browser, which is what we need it for. The columns have been automatically added to the table, and you can see the settings have been taken from our user-defined table definition. The attribute value and connected objects we will look at in a further video, as they are not required for this object to function properly. When we create our information browser, we can choose which, if any, of our properties we want to have by default as search criteria and result columns. For example, I will choose to have the document name, invoice amount, and supplier ID as default search criteria. So I will check those properties and choose the sort order that they appear in. Similarly, for the default result columns, I will tick the properties in grid column and again choose the sort order. If you have any properties with a data type of integer or float, you can choose to have that column summed at the bottom of the report results. You may decide that one or more properties isn't needed, and so you can untick the visible checkbox for those unwanted properties. The display method for each of these will be code, but if I had linked any of my properties to an attribute, I could change that to be code and text. Again, that will be shown in a future video. Finally, there needs to be at least one key column. This is the main column for the object, and I will choose document ID as it is unique to each document. If there was a client property, I would also add that as a key column, as that would assist in identifying connected attributes. Again, something for a later video. The setup is complete, so I will click Save, and I will see you in the next video where we will give access to our object and test it. Thanks for watching.